People often try to understand the reality they perceive around them. In doing so, they construct a tower of personal beliefs and convictions, carefully building it brick by brick. Each of these individual bricks of understanding might be manageable for the human mind on its own. However, just like with a physical building, while placing a single brick is simple, trying to move the entire structure once it's built is impossible for one person. It's too heavy and complex for one mind to handle alone. So, why do we think we can manage the entire Tower of Babel in our minds? We construct it with symbols, concepts, and countless bricks of understanding. While each stone may have been graspable on its own, we have no idea how to move the whole foundation once it's set in stone, both literally and figuratively. The only thing we can do is live within it and experience the world from inside its walls. As we reside within these mental towers we've built, we often forget that our perceptions are shaped by the very walls we've constructed. These walls define our understanding and limit our ability to see beyond what we've already accepted as truth. The symbols and concepts we've internalized become the framework through which we interpret everything, leaving little room for new perspectives or ideas. Living inside this mental structure, we can feel secure and confident in our understanding, but this can also become a trap. We may become so attached to the stability and safety of our beliefs that we resist anything that might shake or challenge them. In this way, the very foundation that once supported us can become a prison, confining our thoughts and restricting our growth. Yet, despite the weight and immovability of this tower, there remains a possibility for transformation. The key lies in recognizing that while we may not be able to move the entire structure, we can still alter it. We can remove a brick here, replace one there, or even build new extensions. This requires humility, openness, and a willingness to question and revise our deepest convictions. By doing so, we allow for the possibility of new insights and broader perspectives. The tower may never be completely dismantled, nor should it be, but it can evolve and expand, allowing us to experience reality in richer, more nuanced ways. Ultimately, the journey is not about tearing down what we've built, but about continuously refining and reshaping it so that our minds remain flexible and open to the ever-changing world around us. As we dwell within the towers of our minds, constructed from symbols and concepts, we must also recognize that some of these bricks of understanding, symbols that once held deep and ancient meanings, have been distorted over time. Symbols like the swastika or the Nordic triple triangle, which originally carried sacred or neutral meanings, have been co-opted and transformed into emblems of hate and oppression. These symbols, now associated with destructive ideologies, have lost their original significance and have become tainted in the collective consciousness. These symbols were once fundamental parts of our cultural and spiritual foundations, with meanings that were positive, complex, or neutral. The swastika, for example, was an ancient symbol of good fortune, peace, and the cyclical nature of life in many cultures. The Nordic triple triangle, known as the Valknut, had connections to the gods and the afterlife in Norse mythology. These were powerful bricks that supported the spiritual and cultural towers of those who came before us. However, as these symbols were repurposed and infused with the darkness of modern hate movements, their original meanings have been overshadowed. The towers built upon these symbols have been corrupted, and now these once sacred emblems are often perceived only through the lens of their modern associations with hate. This distortion illustrates a broader challenge within our mental towers. Our understanding of symbols and concepts can become disconnected from their true origins. When we allow symbols to be redefined by hate and fear, we not only lose touch with their original meanings, but also risk perpetuating falsehoods within our own minds. We become prisoners within the very walls we've built, unable to see beyond the corrupted meanings we've come to accept. To reclaim these symbols, or at least to understand them more fully, we must dig deeper into their original contexts, challenging the modern interpretations that have distorted their significance. This requires a willingness to confront the uncomfortable truths about how symbols can be manipulated and to engage with the ancient wisdom that they once represented. In doing so, we can begin to separate the symbol from the hate it has been made to represent, restoring a more nuanced understanding. This process doesn't erase the harm that has been done, but it does allow us to approach these symbols with a clearer mind, recognizing both their history and their potential for misuse.
Time after time, repeating crimes, the horrors left behind remind me. Mind you're dictating, dictation and diction, bit by bit, you're playing Satan's game. You spit your venom. I swear with all your curses, they crown you with the thorny crown, only to knock it down after raising it up. You told me Christ was a lie, but when I dig deep inside, I find a holy checklist. I think there might be another cause. This crowning makes me pause and reflect. It's far deeper than it seems. This repeating theme teaches me, so I look all around and look at the world. The kingdom is within, not without. I think I raise up the world while losing my own wealth, because I do this within myself. You always do this, and you name him the king, and look at your brother as the other. You act proud like you know the truth, and raise your voice loudly, then you return to sit and wallow, running away from the hard things to swallow. You return to sit and wallow, running away from the hard things to swallow. Oh, oh. Oh, 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 oh. You do the same as they did back then, time after time, again and again. This seems like something repeated many times, confounded by the signs and symbols yet sounded clear. You act as if you're the one who's come to the truth, as if there's nothing there, yet you see and believe. Horrific and dreadful, you take the stories, distort the truth painfully. What you do is still claim to be one who has learned, full of opinions, but you retreat and return again and again. The signs and symbols were revealing the times, but you were just bewildered and confounded. You claim the trumpet sounded, as if you know what's to come and are God. You act as if you're the righteous one. Oh.